additional 50, which comes up to about $140 million that you're throwing around. I don't understand this, but here's all I gotta say. Don't go to the damn poker table. Don't go to the blackjack table. Don't go to the slot machine, for crying out loud, even if it's only asking you for $1. Don't do it. Stay the hell out of the casino other than your performance.
That's another piece of like what Floyd has done with his money after his fight career. Now, there is the lawsuit that Floyd is in with Showtime, and I don't think Al Heyman's a part of the lawsuit, even though he blames Al Heyman in a lot of the lawsuit for stealing his money. We're $340 million. We'll see if anything materializes out of that, or if Floyd just spends more money out of his ass.
How does he owe you the money? Why don't you just like...
Here's what happened. He pre-sold the fight using my likeness to some company in, I think, Dubai or like the Middle East. This is my understanding of it, for $10 million cash. We ended up doing the fight in the States with a different company. That is the company that put on the fight.
In the unforgiving world of combat sports, the most damaging blows don't always happen inside the ring. They often emerge through financial struggles and legal complications. Floyd Mayweather Jr. once built a public image centered on immense wealth, regularly showcasing luxury watches, private jets, and stacks of cash. However, that image is now facing scrutiny. Commentators such as Stephen A. Smith and Joe Rogan have discussed concerns surrounding excessive spending, legal pressures, and reports involving asset sales. Some observers believe these issues may have influenced Mayweather's decision to continue participating in boxing-related events.
Look at it from that standpoint and you say, wow, you're blaming them when in fact it's really, really you, because you can't do what they do every day. Maybe you should go to them to get some lessons.
It's a spending issue, not an income issue.
Yes, you know.
Stephen A. Smith has expressed concern about reports involving Mayweather's gambling activities. He has argued that gambling can create significant financial risk regardless of a person's wealth.
Sold our fight with my name and likeness to someone else in Dubai for $10 million cash. It's our fight, bro. Our deal was 15%. He fucking smoked me. So I got 15% of it. 15% of $10 million is $1.5 million. That company that paid him that money is suing him. I actually don't know the status on that lawsuit. I should check in because he still owes me money, but he has a bunch of legal trouble at the moment. That I don't think I'm ever getting the money.
He just sold his house in Vegas.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I think he's facing a bunch.
Rinsed on that house. He started at $14 million. He custom built the house, by the way, in like 2006.
Yeah.
Started at 14, reduced to 12,
Yeah.
10, 8 came on the market, and it was a lot of house for 8.
Yeah.
So for 6.6.
Oh, he really got
Just
rinsed.
the cost to build that house was 9 or 10.
Whoa, he got rinsed.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
It was huge.
Goddamn.
Who would win in a fight, you or 100 grams?
Probably
100
100
to me
grams.
is a lot.
100 grams. It's a lot of people, bro.
Protecting accumulated wealth becomes especially important after retirement from professional competition.
And even as much money as he's made in his career, which he's probably made as much, if not more money than any boxer ever. Like, there's all these lawsuits. Like, he hasn't been paying things, and he owes money on this and owes money on that. And it's like, and then he's got to come out of retirement.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough. I think it's just the lifestyle that Floyd lived.
Yes.
I think he can't fathom to just live a modest lifestyle. It's like he gotta be lavish.
Right. He's got to have those videos where he shows you all the watches, where he opens the case up, you know.
All the money. He gotta show that he got $1 million in his backpack. And, you know, he got the latest watch and the latest car, and look what I just bought.
And when you get into latest watches and latest cars, you get into that like, boy, that money goes quick.
Yeah.
Bugattis are like $3 million. There's watches that are $3-5 million. That's crazy.
Concerns have also been fueled by allegations from Logan Paul regarding revenue connected to their exhibition bout. Paul has claimed that certain payments tied to fight rights were not distributed as expected. The allegations have contributed to broader discussions about business decisions and financial management behind the scenes.
A house in Florida from 18 to 20 mil, and he's got a place in LA that's like $25 million he's trying to sell now for like 48, which it's funny how now all of a sudden Floyd's trying to sell all of his assets. What does that tell you? He just sold his private plane as well, which I don't know what that went for, but again, he's offloading assets because he's massively in debt and owes people a lot of money. And he's trying to finance something, whether it's legal fees, whether it's other mortgages, whatever. But yeah, getting a net negative of $4 million on the house you built and then put on the market is probably the worst real estate investment you can make. Outside of maybe a strip club that no one goes to except you.
Some reports suggest that Mayweather has sold or attempted to sell luxury assets, including real estate and aviation-related holdings. Financial observers often note that wealthy individuals may liquidate assets for many reasons, but such moves have led to speculation about possible financial pressure.
Like who everyone else gets their stuff from. And he told me, and I'm not going to say who it is, he's like, Mayweather's broke. I said, no. He's like, no, really, Mayweather's broke. Now, I don't know if it's true.
Right.
This is what this guy told me. I'm like, how could he be broke? He's like, yo, he spends like crazy.
Yeah.
Spends like crazy.
I mean, it only could go but so long. I mean, and you're not fighting.
Yeah.
Because I don't see Mayweather even doing any goofy shit like that.
But you would think that your investments would continue to grow.
Right.
As long as you keep your spending under wraps. Like right now, like I could retire right now. This could be my last interview ever.
Right.
And with my investments, I invested into a lot of great companies like Google and Amazon and Tesla over the years, and those companies have all grown and continue to grow, right? And I could actually borrow money against my stock portfolio without even selling my stock.
Mayweather's reported $340 million lawsuit involving a former broadcasting partner has attracted attention throughout the sports world. While supporters view it as a legitimate effort to recover disputed revenue, critics have questioned whether financial considerations may also be a motivating factor.
You don't want to do what we've seen Mike Tyson do against Jake Paul. You don't want to get in that ring and you haven't driven that car in so long that the engine runs hot. So both these guys, I think they're more than anything, they're trying to show us how serious they are about doing it again against one another. So,
Sean, how shocked were you when you found out that Floyd was coming back? Last time he fights is in 2017 against Conor McGregor. The guy has not fought, I said more than a decade, almost a decade, I should have said, in almost a decade. Even when you're Floyd Mayweather, that's got to be a hard thing to do, and especially when you're 49 years old.
So there's some really good pros about it. He's done some exhibitions. He's shown that he still has the abilities that he's had. They're clearly not what they used to be, but they're still there. And then beyond that, the fact that he lives a good, clean life.
Joe Rogan has compared Mayweather's situation to other athletes who struggled after retirement. Rogan argues that maintaining a public image built around wealth can create pressure to continue spending at an extraordinary level. Because the Money Mayweather brand became central to his identity, adjusting to a more modest lifestyle could be difficult.
Nuts.
Crazy.
I remember Iran Barkley was talking about that. Iran Barkley, when he was in his prime, was hanging out with all these professional athletes, and everybody was getting diamond-crusted chains and this and that, and he was keeping up with these people. Like, you got to keep up with the Joneses. And he just found himself, like, draining all of his money. He was talking about it like that was the biggest detriment to him being able to save any money.
They trying to keep up.
Yeah. Which I thought was funny when I was listening to this conversation with Chad Ochocinco. He was talking about it. He was like,
his jewelry fake.
Yeah, he was wearing fake jewelry.
But who would know?
What's that?
Who would know?
No
Chad
one know.
Ochocinco.
Exactly.
It's
fake
like when
jewelry,
they look at him, like
flying economy. He was sleeping at the stadium, so he didn't have to pay for an apartment. So smart.
Yeah.
So clever.
Former world champion Sean Porter has suggested that Mayweather's return to exhibition boxing may be driven largely by financial incentives rather than competitive goals. Porter believes returning to training after retirement represents a major commitment that likely involves significant business considerations.
So I assume that Mayweather was in a similar spot because he made so much cash, and if you invested even in common stocks, you should do pretty well. But I mean, listen, Mayweather never flies commercial. He's only flying private.
So he doesn't own his own plane?
I don't think so. I've never seen a Mayweather plane, like a Drake plane. I've never seen that. Not to say that he doesn't. I don't know Mayweather like that. I've never even met him. So I don't know. I mean, you have a lot of properties. You have a lot of money you're constantly spending.
Right.
I don't know. Remember at one point he said he was buying like the jewelry district building.
Yeah, and they said
that
they
wasn't
said that
true.
Was yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know this man's finance, but this guy told me that Mayweather is in financial problems.
See, here's the shitty part about actually losing your money when you're on that level, when you're, kind of like flossing, showing up. Nobody gives a shit. Like there are people actually praying for you to be broke.
The announcement of a potential exhibition involving Mayweather and Mike Tyson has divided boxing fans. Supporters view it as entertainment, while critics argue it prioritizes revenue and nostalgia over genuine competition.
Way back, again 5 years ago now, but that was like the initial rumblings around that fight. And what Floyd did was use Mayweather Promotions to bring them this fight and say, if you'll front us this money, we'll put this fight here. They fronted him the money. He took the money, had the fight at the Hard Rock in Miami with Fanmio instead. That was the company that put it on, Fanmio. And Logan saw none of that front end 10 mil, and the people that paid Floyd the 10 mil never saw a dime back. It's nasty work what he did. But this has been like one of Floyd's MOs, is that he leverages his fight name or his quote-unquote assets, and which is what, a lot of wealthy people do. They leverage their assets to take out bigger loans or, whatever. But Floyd does it in such a reckless way that no one ever sees return on it. He just takes money. It isn't a loan. He's stealing. He didn't have provisions in place. I've talked about this, ad nauseum over the last couple of years, but the fact that we actually get some details on this from Logan is hilarious.
Our deal was 15%. He smoked me. So I got 15% of it. 15% of $10 million is $1.5 million. Mm-hmm.
Also, the fact that Logan agreed to 15%, he's got that manager, Jeff, who says, I make the big deals. He got absolutely rinsed on that deal. But also, Graham has some important information about Floyd Mayweather. And again, his, I wouldn't say shitty business dealings, but how bad he is with money. Let's keep listening.
Company that paid him that money is suing him. I actually don't know the status on that lawsuit. I should check in because he still owes me money, but he has a bunch of legal trouble at the moment. That I don't think I'm ever getting the money.
He just sold his house in Vegas.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I think he's
Despite criticism, many analysts believe streaming partnerships represent a smart business move. Platforms such as Netflix can provide massive global exposure and create new revenue opportunities beyond the traditional pay-per-view model.
Especially given the fact that I think Floyd Mayweather made close to $1 billion in his career. I mean, his career earnings are absolutely insane. His activities since then almost feel kind of demeaning to his legacy, I suppose you could say. Well, I can tell you that I did a little digging, and actually there are a number of lawsuits that are currently active against Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s name, and they're worth a significant amount of money. From controversies around endorsing certain cryptocurrencies, to millions of dollars worth of unpaid luxury items, and even allegations of unpaid luxury apartment rent. These are all alleged, and these are all the cases that currently exist against him. There's no record of some kind of settlement, and as far as I know, a lot of these are ongoing. To add to that, Mayweather even lodged his own case against Showtime, and he did that this year, reportedly seeking damages of $340 million. And the allegation there is apparently there's been a misappropriation of his fight.
Many observers view Mayweather's situation as a lesson for younger athletes. They argue that even enormous career earnings do not guarantee long-term financial security without careful planning and disciplined money management.
I think a lot of it is to do with just the basic thing of money. The fact that they both need money. Mayweather probably needs it a little bit more than Pacquiao does, but it's there no matter what. One of the strange truths about this one coming into it is they're both going to be having exhibition bouts in the next couple of months. Pacquiao is randomly taking on Ruslan Provodnikov, who some of you may remember was a champion at 140 pounds. And Mayweather's taking on Mike Tyson of all people. I mean, that's the most money motivated thing I've ever heard. It's utterly bizarre. And I don't want to see Mike Tyson anywhere near the ring again, especially after that Jake Paul fiasco. This whole thing's incredibly weird. I don't like it. I'm a proper boxing fan, and these fights to me, this OAP stuff they've got going on when they bring back these old fighters for one more go at each other, it's just not something that I particularly enjoy. Now look, it's going to be on Netflix. It's probably going to be a massive event. I'm probably going to end up covering.
Some reports from luxury industry sources claim that certain business relationships have been affected by payment disputes. These discussions often focus on liquidity concerns, suggesting that a person may possess substantial assets while still facing cash flow challenges.
I love first of all, the fact that he's fighting Mike Tyson. I like that. Why? Because I'm a big Mike Tyson fan. And look, bro, you really can't take it with you. You know what I mean? these guys have an opportunity to be on Netflix and be seen by 40, 50 million people in the fight, in the first fight with Mike Tyson. That's huge. Mike Tyson versus Floyd, I think the highest rated show that has been on television, boxing match that has been in the last, since Ali, probably. Definitely since the days of when ABC was showing things. Over 100 million people watched Mike Tyson fight Jake Paul. You can get Mike Tyson, and Floyd Mayweather can do those type of numbers as well.
The business of combat sports has changed significantly in recent years. Influencers such as Jake Paul have helped create a market where entertainment value and online attention can sometimes generate more interest than traditional boxing matchups. Mayweather's exhibition appearances are often viewed within this evolving landscape.
There's a lot of money in boxing that comes from Greece. Okay, a lot of money is credited to Saudi Arabia for investing in boxing.
Some financial commentators have speculated that loan obligations, real estate commitments, and lifestyle expenses may place pressure on Mayweather's finances. These discussions have fueled claims that exhibition fights could serve as important income opportunities.
You look at Mike and Jake, and that did like 108 plus million people. And then I think Terrence and Canelo did like 40-something million people. Huge audience, obviously, but not even half of Mike and Jake. Do you think it ultimately gets a massive audience? Again, because it is too. If you've got Netflix, you can watch this thing for free. You don't got to shell out $100 for a pay-per-view.
Does this knock out the 108 that Tyson and Paul did?
That's asking a lot, right?
That's asking a lot, because you have a Jake Paul that's crossed. He brings a different kind of crowd.
Yeah.
Floyd's touched that crowd. Manny, of course, has touched that crowd. But I don't think they're going to pull in 108. Yeah. They 100%, without a shadow of a doubt, they'll do more than 40. I can see them doing maybe 60, 80. But 100 is a little hard to imagine. But it is Netflix.
Mayweather's legacy remains a major topic of discussion. He is still widely regarded as one of the greatest defensive boxers in history and retired with an undefeated professional record. However, his post-retirement activities have added a new dimension to how future generations may remember him, as both a boxing champion and a prominent entertainment figure.